Honourable Member for Grande, Prairie-Wapiti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday's announcement that 2 technical working groups developing recommendations on how employment standards and labour relations should be applied in the agricultural sector as a result of Bill 6 have now finished their report to the government. We have been told that the next steps is to provide feedback on these recommendations through a web portal for the next 4 weeks. To the Minister, why is there no attempt to have face-to-face feedback with Albertans, such as town halls?
Farming is more than a job, it is a way of life, and this government recognizes that. We have heard from some very balanced technical working group tables that members of those tables included voices representing employers, farmers, experts from various fields. They had such fulsome discussions at these groups, and I'd like to thank all of the members for the work that they did at those technical working groups. We are now taking the reports that came from our technical working groups and asking Albertans to give us feedback on the work that was done at these technical working groups.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. First supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that there's still 4 more working groups, 2 of which are reviewing the applicability of the Occupational Health and Safety Code, another one best practice for agriculture, and one on education and training and certification, and given that these groups have not completed their consultation and no expected date for completion has been outlined, to the Minister, when can Alberta farmers expect to see these consultations completed?
Minister of Forestry and Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and for the member for the question. I have said from the beginning, this government has said from the beginning of the process that we're going to take the time that is necessary to make sure we get this right. As the member, I'm sure, recognizes, some of the issues are complicated, especially in occupational health and safety. The nuances in agriculture have to be examined to make sure we get it right, and I'm very happy, as the Minister of Labour is, on the hard work that these technical working groups have done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Second supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that it's been over a year since Bill 6 legislation was passed, and given that parts of it already being implemented, such as WCB, and given that the regulations on this legislation have still not been completed, to the Minister, when are you going to have the regulations in place for Alberta farmers to be able to follow?
Minister of Agriculture.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is important that we get this right. We're going to continue taking the time. I've heard the opposition that they would actually repeal this legislation that will protect farm workers. Mr. Speaker, this government believes in the protection of farm workers as all workers. We're going to continue to do that work. We're going to continue to make Alberta's lives better for Alberta's farmers, ranchers, and workers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.